In this training video, I'm going to be covering how to enter in a customer payment on an invoice. So this is for an invoice that you've created after you've sent out a sales order and shipped them the material. So there are a couple ways you can apply the transaction or the payment, and I'll go over both of those methods so you can see which one you prefer. But they both start off in the same way, and that is by coming up here to Accounts Receivable in the Processing section and clicking on Enter Transactions. So if I hit Tab to start this off, it'll auto-assign me an entry number, and Tab or Enter again, and I can type in my customer ID. In this case, it's ABC Glass. My transaction type will be Payment on Account for this case. You can see your other options that you have here as well. And the transaction amount will say is $100, which is what I have the check in my hand saying $100. Transaction date would be today's date. And the check number, we'll call it 555. Again, this is off the check that you received from your customer. Down here, our accounts, our GL accounts will automatically populate. This first part, it will automatically credit $100 out of your accounts receivable, which can be set up in Feature 2000, which is under the Miscellaneous, Setup Miscellaneous Feature Initialization screen. And this one right here, the Cash and Bank, Valley Bank, will be set up under the Miscellaneous Master Files Bank Accounts screen. So let's get back here though. Once you have this set up, those will auto-populate. And here's the first way you can apply this credit or payment. You come down here and click on this button. It'll ask me if I want to save. I say yes. And you can go ahead and just double click on invoices that you want to apply this to. Now then, notice this. I owe $67.12, or they owe us $67.12 on this invoice. If I double click on it, that $67 is deducted. Now the balance is $0, and I have $32.88 remaining out of that original $100. So I can apply that to anything else here. I can apply this to the $95 invoice here, and it subtracts that amount from the $95. Now to finish this off, all I would have to do is hit Close and Apply, and once I do that, I would come up here and hit this Post button, and that would go through and everything would be taken care of. Now the other way I wanted to show you to apply payments and credits is to save this top half that you've entered in, and then post it just like you would have done when you say yes. The posting is complete. It'll ask me if I want to print out an accounts receivable GL report. It's not critical for this video, so I'm not going to. And the next way you apply these is by coming here to Supply Payments and Credits. Now what this will do, if I type in a customer ID, is it will show me all of my open transactions that I've created. Now if you notice here, it'll say there's our 555 check that we created for a $100 credit. So if I were to click on this and hit Apply Payment, I'm going to create a new payment, and I'm going to look up all my orders that I have, all my invoices that I have. So I can look and say, okay, there's that $67.12. I'm going to select that one, and it says, okay, it applied $67.12. I hit Save. Then I can come and add a new one and say, let's add that $95 one that we did earlier right there. And I say, okay, Save. Now notice we didn't have a $95 to apply there, so it just applied that $32.88. Now once I'm done with this, all I have to do is hit X, and watch this over here. This will disappear because we've applied that full check. And see how that disappeared? It's now gone. So the nice thing about this one is you don't have to post, but it does slow you down because you have to pick one invoice at a time. The reason people would use this one over the first method that I told you is because when you're entering in transactions here really quickly, you can hit Save, start a new one, and enter in a payment. Hit Save, start a new one, enter payment. And just kind of enter in all these transactions at once rather than doing a transaction, hit Apply Payment, post it, and then come back and enter in a new payment. And coming back and hit Apply Payments. So if you're doing one at a time, I would recommend just using this screen. But if you're entering in a ton of payments at once, I would just say enter in all the transaction information here and then come to Apply Payments and Credits later on in the day once you're done entering in those AR transactions. So that's how you enter in the AR payments. You have a couple different ways, so you can decide which one you like best.